Change begins with a reason. Without a strong why, any attempt at transformation is short-lived. People often focus on what they need to do or how they should go about it, but the real foundation of lasting change lies in understanding why they want it in the first place. A compelling reason serves as fuel, the kind that keeps you going when obstacles arise, motivation dips, and self-doubt creeps in. It's what separates those who follow through from those who give up at the first sign of difficulty. When we look at individuals who have made significant changes in their lives, whether in health, career, relationships, or mindset, the common thread is that they were deeply connected to a purpose greater than the temporary discomfort of change. Think of someone who lost a significant amount of weight, not just because they wanted to look better, but because they wanted to be there for their children as they grew up. The external change was driven by an internal mission, making it far more powerful than a simple desire. Purpose creates emotional leverage. When the pain of staying the same becomes greater than the discomfort of change, that's when true transformation happens. But too often people don't dig deep enough to identify the emotional core of their motivation. They focus on surface-level desires, wanting more money, a better body, or a happier life, without linking them to something personal and meaningful. This is why so many New Year's resolutions fail. The motivation is weak because the why is vague. But when the reason is crystal clear, when it stirs something inside, change stops feeling like an obligation and starts becoming a necessity. Consider someone who wants to quit smoking. If their only reason is it's bad for my health, that may not be enough to withstand cravings. But if they reframe it, I want to live long enough to walk my daughter down the aisle, suddenly the decision carries emotional weight. Now, every time they feel the urge to light a cigarette, they can connect back to their purpose, making it easier to resist temptation. A strong why also provides direction. When you know why you're making a change, decision-making becomes simpler. If someone is driven by the desire to build a successful business because they want financial freedom for their family, they are less likely to be distracted by short-term pleasures. Their purpose acts as a compass, keeping them focused on long-term goals rather than momentary comfort. But identifying your why isn't always easy. It requires self-reflection and honesty. A useful exercise is to ask yourself, if I don't make this change, what will my life look like in 5 years? How will I feel? What will I regret? And then flip the perspective. If I commit to this change, how will my life improve? What will it allow me to experience, achieve, or contribute? Change is hard. There will be moments of doubt, frustration, and setbacks, but when your reason is strong enough, you'll find a way forward. The most successful people aren't necessarily the most talented or disciplined. They're the ones who are the most committed to their purpose. Find your why and change will follow. Change is never just about actions. It starts in the mind. The way we think determines the way we behave, and the way we behave determines the results we get. But the biggest barrier to change is not lack of skill or resources, it's the resistance that comes from within. Fear, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs hold people back far more than any external obstacle. If real transformation is the goal, shifting the mindset is the first and most crucial step. Fear is the most common roadblock to change. People fear failure, rejection, uncertainty, and even success. The mind is wired to seek comfort and avoid risk, so when faced with the unknown, it resists. But the truth is, fear is not an indicator to stop. It's a sign of growth. Anything worth achieving exists outside the comfort zone. The key is to stop seeing fear as a warning and start viewing it as a signal that you're moving in the right direction. Every major breakthrough in life requires stepping into discomfort. Self-doubt is another major obstacle. People often think they need confidence before taking action, but in reality, action comes first and confidence follows. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll never start. Those who succeed don't begin with certainty. They begin despite uncertainty. The mind adapts through experience, not overthinking. The more you take action, the more you prove to yourself that you are capable. Small wins accumulate, reinforcing the belief that change is possible. One of the most damaging things people do is hold on to limiting beliefs. These are internal narratives that dictate what is or isn't possible. I'm not good at this. I'll never change. That's just the way I am. These beliefs aren't facts. They're just repeated thoughts that have been accepted as truth. But the good news is beliefs can be changed. The first step is awareness. Notice the thoughts that arise when you think about change. Are they supportive or do they hold you back? Once identified, challenge them. Ask yourself, is this really true, or is it just something I've told myself for years? Replace self-defeating thoughts with new empowering ones. Instead of I can't, shift to I am learning. Instead of it's too late, say now is the perfect time. Over time, these small shifts create a completely different mindset. Another powerful way to shift your mindset is to reframe failure. Most people fear failure because they see it as an endpoint, a confirmation that they aren't good enough. But failure is simply feedback. It's not a sign to stop, it's a lesson on how to adjust. Every successful person has failed, often many times. The difference is they don't let failure define them. They let it refine them. Instead of avoiding failure, embrace it. Each setback is proof that you're trying, learning, and growing. Ultimately, the ability to change comes down to how you perceive yourself and the world around you. If you believe change is difficult, it will be. If you believe you are incapable, you will be. But if you choose to see yourself as adaptable, capable, and resilient, you will rise to meet any challenge. Change begins in the mind. Shift your perspective and everything else follows. Change doesn't happen overnight. One of the biggest misconceptions people have is that transformation requires a massive life-altering action. They believe they need to make a dramatic shift, quitting their job, overhauling their diet, or diving headfirst into a new routine. But the truth is, real and lasting change comes from small, consistent actions. The little things you do every day matter far more than the big things you do once in a while. Most people underestimate the power of consistency. They get excited about change, take drastic action for a few days, and then burn out. They expect instant results, and when they don't see them, they give up. But change is like planting a seed. You don't see progress immediately, but that doesn't mean growth isn't happening beneath the surface. The key is to trust the process and stay committed, even when the results aren't visible yet. One of the best ways to make change sustainable is by focusing on small, manageable steps. If you want to start exercising, don't aim for an hour at the gym every day right away. Start with 5 minutes of movement. If you want to read more, begin with 1 page a day. It might seem insignificant at first, but small actions compound over time. A single drop of water doesn't seem powerful, but over time it can carve through rock. The same principle applies to habits. Tiny repeated efforts lead to massive transformation. Another important aspect of consistency is identity. Many people fail to create lasting change because they focus only on the action and not on who they are becoming. Instead of just trying to run every day, tell yourself, I am a... Instead of forcing yourself to read, see yourself as a reader. When your actions align with your identity, they become natural. You're not just doing something new. You're becoming someone new. Momentum is another powerful force in making change stick. When you take even the smallest action, you build momentum, which makes the next step easier. The hardest part is getting started, but once you do, even in a small way, it becomes easier to keep going. This is why habits like making your bed, drinking a glass of water in the morning, or writing down your goals each day can have such a big impact. They may seem small, but they set the tone for the rest of your day and reinforce the mindset of progress. The challenge, of course, is staying consistent when motivation fades. The reality is motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes, and if you rely on it, you'll struggle to stay consistent. That's why discipline is more important than motivation. Discipline means doing what you said you would do even when you don't feel like it. And the best way to build discipline is to create systems, set reminders, track your progress, and make your new habits as easy as possible. If you want to eat healthier, don't just rely on willpower. Remove junk food from your home. If you want to write more, set a daily word count goal, no matter how small. Small steps, repeated consistently, lead to big results. Change isn't about making one huge leap. It's about taking small steps every single day until they add up to something remarkable. Focus on progress, not perfection, and trust that the little things you do today will shape the person you become tomorrow. Creating lasting change isn't just about what you do, it's also about who and what you surround yourself with. The environment you live in has a profound impact on your ability to grow and evolve. It can either propel you forward or hold you back. To make real, meaningful changes, you need to create an environment that supports your goals, challenges you, and encourages growth. This means surrounding yourself with people, spaces, and resources that align with the person you want to become. One of the most significant influences on your environment is the people you interact with. The saying, "you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with," holds a lot of truth. If you surround yourself with people who are negative, complacent, or who don't share your values, it will be incredibly hard to break free from old habits and patterns. However, when you surround yourself with individuals who are positive, ambitious, and supportive, they can push you to be the best version of yourself. These people act as mirrors, reflecting your potential and inspiring you to take action. The energy of those around you can either drag you down or lift you up, so choose wisely. Building a network of like-minded individuals who are on a similar journey can be a game changer. Having people who understand your struggles and can offer advice or encouragement can make a huge difference in your success. They help you stay accountable and provide a sense of community. You don't have to go through change alone. Find people who can offer both emotional and practical support. Whether it's a mentor, a group of friends, or an online community, these connections can help you stay motivated when the going gets tough. The physical environment you inhabit also plays a significant role in your ability to create change. Your surroundings influence your mindset and productivity. A cluttered, chaotic space can lead to a cluttered, chaotic mind, making it harder to focus and take consistent action. On the other hand, an organized, positive environment can promote creativity, calmness, and clarity. Start by decluttering your space. Remove things that no longer serve your purpose or align with your goals. Make your environment conducive to the change you want to create. For example, if your goal is to be healthier, stock your kitchen with nutritious food, or create a workout space in your home to make it easier to stay on track. Small adjustments to your environment can have a big impact on your ability to succeed. Another crucial element of your environment is the information you consume. What you read, watch, and listen to has a direct influence on your mindset and action. If you're constantly consuming negative news or media that drains your energy, it's no surprise you may feel uninspired or stuck. In contrast, consuming books, podcasts, or articles that align with your goals can provide motivation and fresh perspectives. Fill your environment with resources that feed your mind, challenge your thinking, and help you grow. Be intentional about what you expose yourself to, as it directly impacts the way you think and the actions you take. Finally, the energy you bring to your environment matters too. The way you show up each day, your mindset, attitude, and energy sets the tone for everything around you. When you show up with enthusiasm and a growth-oriented mindset, you create an atmosphere that encourages change. Start with small shifts in how you approach each day. Cultivate gratitude, practice mindfulness, and embrace the opportunities that come your way. Your energy becomes contagious, and when you bring positivity to your environment, you attract the same in return. Creating an environment that supports your goals isn't just about making external changes. It's about being intentional in how you craft every aspect of your life to align with your vision. Your environment, people, physical space, and the information you consume shapes the path to change. By being deliberate about what you surround yourself with, you'll make it easier to stay committed, motivated, and focused on your journey. Change is never a straight path. It is filled with unexpected challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. This is why resilience and adaptability are critical in sustaining any transformation. No matter how well you plan or how motivated you are at the beginning, obstacles will arise. The key to lasting change is not avoiding difficulties, but learning how to navigate them with the right mindset and strategies. Resilience is the ability to keep going despite difficulties. It's what separates those who achieve lasting change from those who give up at the first sign of struggle. Many people think that if something is hard, it means they're on the wrong path. But difficulty is not a sign to stop. It's proof that growth is happening. Every challenge presents an opportunity to become stronger, to learn, and to refine your approach. The most successful people in any area of life are not those who never fail, but those who refuse to quit. One of the most important aspects of resilience is how you perceive setbacks. When things don't go as planned, it's easy to feel frustrated and discouraged. Many people make the mistake of seeing failure as a personal flaw rather than a natural part of growth. The reality is, failure is just feedback. It's an opportunity to adjust and improve. Instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," shift your mindset to, "What can I learn from this?" Every time you overcome a challenge, you build mental toughness that will serve you in the future. Adaptability is just as important as resilience. While resilience helps you push through challenges, adaptability allows you to adjust your approach when needed. Many people get stuck because they become too rigid in their plans. They believe there is only one way to succeed, and when that path doesn't work, they feel lost. But change requires flexibility. If something isn't working, instead of giving up, be willing to experiment with new strategies. Sometimes the original plan isn't the best one, and that's okay. The ability to pivot and try new approaches is what keeps progress alive. A key part of adaptability is embracing uncertainty. Change often brings unknowns, and that can be uncomfortable. But growth doesn't happen in comfort. Those who succeed in creating lasting change are the ones who become comfortable with discomfort. They trust that even when they don't have all the answers, they will figure things out along the way. Uncertainty isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace as part of the process. Another powerful way to build resilience and adaptability is to develop a problem-solving mindset. Instead of focusing on what's going wrong, shift your energy toward finding solutions. When faced with a challenge, ask yourself, what is one thing I can do right now to move forward? No matter how small the step, taking action keeps momentum alive. The more you train your mind to focus on solutions rather than problems, the more capable you become of handling any situation. Finally, resilience and adaptability are strengthened by self-compassion. Too often, people are their own harshest critics. They expect perfection and beat themselves up when they fall short. But change is messy, and setbacks are inevitable. The key is to treat yourself with kindness. Acknowledge your efforts, celebrate small wins, and remind yourself that progress is more important than perfection. When you learn to be patient with yourself, you build the inner strength needed to keep going no matter what obstacles arise. The path to change is not about never facing difficulties. It's about developing the resilience to push through them and the adaptability to adjust when necessary. Those who succeed are not the ones who never struggle, but the ones who refuse to stay stuck. By embracing challenges, staying flexible, and maintaining a problem-solving mindset, you turn setbacks into stepping stones, ensuring that change becomes a lasting part of your life. Creating change is one thing, sustaining it is another. Many people start strong, full of motivation and excitement, only to find themselves slipping back into old habits after a few weeks or months. The difference between short-term change and lifelong transformation lies in the ability to make new behaviors a permanent part of your identity. Sustaining change requires commitment, consistency, and a deep understanding of what keeps progress alive. One of the biggest mistakes people make is treating change as a temporary phase rather than a permanent shift. If you see a new habit as something you do only until you achieve a certain goal, you are likely to revert to your old ways once the goal is met. True transformation happens when you stop seeing the new behavior as something you do and start seeing it as part of who you are. For example, instead of thinking, "I'm trying to eat healthy," shift to, "I am a person who prioritizes my health." When your identity aligns with your actions, sustaining change becomes natural. Another crucial aspect of long-term change is accountability. It's easy to stay committed when motivation is high, but what happens when it fades? This is where accountability plays a vital role. Having someone, a friend, mentor, or support group, who keeps you on track increases the likelihood of sticking with your commitments. When you know someone is checking in on your progress, you are more likely to follow through. Self-accountability also matters. Keeping a journal, tracking your habits, or setting reminders can help you stay aware of your progress and prevent backsliding. Consistency is what turns a temporary change into a lifelong habit. People often underestimate the power of small, repeated actions. They expect massive results overnight, and when that doesn't happen, they lose motivation. But real change is built through repetition. The brain forms new neural pathways through consistent action, making new behaviors easier over time. This is why even the smallest daily habits, like reading for 5 minutes, exercising for 10 minutes, or practicing gratitude, can create profound long-term effects. The key is not to be perfect, but to be persistent. Missing one day won't ruin your progress, but letting one missed day turn into a week can break your momentum. Another challenge in sustaining change is overcoming setbacks. No matter how committed you are, life